The English matches this afternoon. We'll have scores from these games as they come in. Jim, if you're still on the line, Aston Villa against Manchester United, Caesar against Fergie, some match in the managerial stakes.
Yes, indeed, and it will be quite a meeting between those two off the park as well, because it's the first time, of course, since they have come down, and they were great rivals up here. Get a bit heated on occasion up here as well. I hope it's cooled down for the time they meet down there. But they'll be wanting their sides to do very well against each other today. More important, I think, a victory for Manchester United.
Right, we'll listen out, of course, for that score and for the other ones as well. The other leading clubs seem to me to be away, with Liverpool and Chelsea not playing till tomorrow. Luton play Everton, that's on the plastic pitch there at Luton. Nottingham Forest are away at Newcastle. Arsenal are away at Norwich. And the other games see Manchester City against West Ham, Southampton against Coventry, Tottenham against Watford, and Wimbledon against Sheffield Wednesday. And we'll be having scores from those games from 3 o'clock onwards. And at that time, of course, we'll be hearing from Paul Cooney. He's covering a match for us this afternoon as well. Clydebank against Dundee United is his game. We'll get to that in a moment or two. It's time to go round the Premier Ground for the team news. I think we'll open up in Edinburgh. Heart of Midlothian at home there to Hamilton. And here again is Alan Gordon.
Well, the big news from Tyne Castle, Richard, is that John Colquhoun is fit and takes place from the start for Hearts in the number 7 jersey. But to compensate, I think Alan Moore from Dumbarton, recent signing, makes a place on the substitutes bench. So possibly with John me in mind.
minutes. They're a little bit static, a little bit slow at the turn, and I would have thought the Rangers high shooting power to take advantage.
Going to be outdone by the rivals, Rangers.
Clever players, and so's Kemp. Henderson's got a bit of pace, and Eby is a big bustling centre who might cause a bit of bother. I think the bother will be, as in rugby terms, will the forwards get enough of the ball to do anything with it, and I really cannot see Rangers being upset here. Although, as you know very well, Richard, Saturdays following European matches can be very kittle things.
Yes, indeed they can. So Graham Souness not playing in that one. He told me yesterday, in fact, that he was available for selection, so I think you're absolutely right, Bob. I think he looked ahead to the programme and thought, no, if there's any thought that I'm still a bit stiff, and he was still stiff yesterday afternoon, then in fact he would not take part in the game. I was also surprised to hear you say that Falkirk hadn't won at Ibrox since the war, when you think about that good side of theirs in the 50s.
Yes, it's a pretty, they've got one or two odd records. They've scored 3 goals at Ibrox and didn't win. They got beaten 4-3, and they scored 5 goals at Brockville and didn't win. They drew 5 each, you know, so they really do it the hard way. I think 3 draws at Ibrox since the war is the best that they've managed to do. And I cannot see that. I mean, every losing run has got to come to an end sometime, but I would really be quite astonished if today were the day.
Thanks, Bob. Enjoy the game. Rangers against Falkirk. Now up to Dundee. St Mirren are still without a manager, but we are with Dick Donnelly.
Well, plenty of selection interest here for home fans anyway, because Jockey Scott has introduced both his newcomers. Keith Wright from Raith Rovers just a week ago. Mennie and Hendry, the benchmen for the Dark Blues. For Saints, it's Money, Clark and Derek Hamilton, Fitzpatrick, Godfrey and Cooper, Lambert, Brian Hamilton, Chalmers, Gallagher and Cameron, with Spears and Peebles, their substitutes. Our referee here at Dens Park this afternoon is Bill Knowles from Inverurie.
You know, when you spent 125,000 on a couple of strikers, I take it, Dick, Jockey Scott will be looking for a home win.
He most certainly will, and of course, to be honest, Richard, Dundee have a very, very good record over Saints here at Dens Park. Saints haven't got even a draw here in the last, 3 seasons, and I suspect that they might not get anything here either this afternoon. I would suspect that Dundee, boosted of course by their introductions and of course by the restoration to central defence of that man Jim Duffy, well, I would think that the home win looks to be on the cards.
Right, thank you very much indeed then, Dick, up there at Dens. The big match in the First Division is unquestionably Dumbarton against Dunfermline. Let's get the team news now from Dougie McDonald.
Yes, Richard, well, the Dumbarton side is Gordon Arthur in goal, then Alan Kay, Billy Traynor, Davy Martin and Steve McCahill, Tom Coyle, the captain, Pat McGowan, Jim Rooney, Peter Houston, Jerry McCoy and Owen Coyle. On the bench they have Arthur Grant and Danny Doherty. The Dunfermline side along familiar lines too, Ian Westwater in goal, Bobby Robertson and Bobby Forrest, Norrie McCarthy, Davy Young, John Donnelly, Rowan Hamilton, Stevie Morrison, John Watson, the Hotshots, Ian McCall and Grant Jenkins. Their substitutes are Eric Ferguson and Gary Thompson. The referee this afternoon, well, if I known who was coming, I could have given him a lift. Mr Kevin O'Donnell from Airdrie. Well, East meets West, Richard. Who's going to come off best? Well, I'm going to go in opposition to Mr Craig this afternoon, because Alec Totten had a word with him downstairs. He's told his side quite categorically, you have to win your matches at home. They're unbeaten in the last 5 matches in the league at Dumbarton, and I think it's going to be tough, it's going to be tight, but I think Dumbarton may just take the 2 points come 20-5 this evening, Richard. Well, you're the man right on the spot, Dougie, to give us the blow-by-blow news as it happens. Thank you very much indeed. So there we are, we've been right round all the grounds at this. We'll focus in on Jim Craig again, who can tell us...
to Dens Park. Dundee against St Mirren, Dick Donnelly.
Yes, and a marvellous start from New Luke Dundee, with new boy Keith Wright making his home debut this afternoon, having scored in the 12th minute. It was a run on the right down to the byline by Stuart Fussell.
Here at the Tawdry, but at the rate Aberdeen are going at the moment, then that cannot stay that way for very long. Aberdeen certainly giving Hibs a half time of it. Alec Miller's side can hardly get across the halfway line, but it's the story as of last week for Aberdeen. They're very fluid up until the goal area, and then it all falls down. But so far,
A beautiful header from Alec McLeish just past the post, and another one from Robert Connor, but still no goals, Paul, at the Tawdry.
And it's the same story here at Kilbarry, Hugh, and you're on Clyde Bank. It's 0-0 with Dundee United, and the best chance coming just a minute ago when Lex Grant turned the United defence inside out.
0800 234 800 for free.
The Candlewood Indoor Market Albion Street is overflowing with great Christmas gift ideas from tots to teens, grown-ups to granddads, and all at bargain prices, and it's now open every day till Christmas.